So do a demo of converting an existing NTFS, specifically FAT32 file system, to a Linux file system, specifically the port extended file system. And then we're going to again show you how to convert it back to the VFAT, otherwise known as the FAT32 file system. So let's get started. I'm going to use a USB thumb drive to make it much simpler. So I am going to log into my Ubuntu virtual machine, and first thing I'm going to do is try to connect my USB thumb drive by going to the virtual machine menu, removable devices, and then connect to the virtual machine. Disconnect the thumb drive from the host. As you can see, the icon showed up there, and you've got there the Explorer showing up. As you can see, the right panel is blank, which goes to show that this is a FAT32 file system. So let me open a terminal for you so that we can get started in first deleting the partition and then creating the file system. First, run the mount command so that you can see right there that the device is connected, /dev/SDC1. The next thing I'm going to do is to format the disk using the fdisk command. So I'll start off with fdisk and then the actual device name as highlighted, and I'm going to hit enter. Oops. I have to use the super user sudo fdisk password. And now we're inside the fdisk application. I'm going to click P to show the current partition. As you can see, there's the device with its gigabytes capacity, and then the actual partition that is existing. And as you can see, the file system is currently FAT32. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this partition by issuing the command D, delete partition, and I am automatically selected the first partition because there's only one partition. And I'm going to issue the command W to write the actual table to the disk. We're back to the actual bash shell, and this time what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the fdisk just to verify that the partition has been deleted. As you can see, the partition is not there anymore. Alright, and I'm going to create a new partition called the port extended file partition by entering N, clicking P, and then 1 on the partition number. First cylinder is 1. I'm going to leave this blank so that it will use the entire 16 gig. And just did that, and I'm going to write it. Going back to the bash shell, we have now created the partition for the port extended file system of Linux. We now have to make the file system by issuing the command make file system, and this time I'm going to say extended partition 4 to the device SDC1. Hitting enter. Oops, I have to unmount it before I can make the file system to be port extended. So I issue the command umount /dev/SDC1 and then hit enter. And then I can issue the make file system port extended file system. This will take a brief amount of time depending on the speed of your virtual machine and the memory it has. It's now creating the blocks and the segments for the port extended file system. As you know, the NIPS file format for Linux is block based, not file based, so it is preparing as you can see now, the system has detected that it is a 16 gigabytes file system, and the window that appeared below this line shows a lost and found folder, and this lost and found folder is your signal that this particular file system is actually a Linux file system. earlier you saw that the FAT32 does not have that folder. So that's kind of our determining factor to know that it's a Linux file system. So right now we're going to try to convert this port extended file system back to FAT32 so that we can use the USB. We can make the USB usable when we go back to our host machine, which is Windows 7. So again, we run the fdisk command. So we got sudo and then fdisk. If I can type, then dev sdc, click P. As you can see, it's the Linux file system, the port extended one. So we're going to delete this partition. Automatically it selected the one and only partition. We click W, we type W to write the actual changes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just verify that the partition is no longer there by hitting P. And then we're going to create a new partition. So we click P for primary, partition number 1. Press 1 on the first cylinder, and we're going to use the entire 16 GB by pressing enter. But this time we're going to hit T to change the partition system ID. And then we're going to hit L to show all of the file systems that are available so that we know which one is the FAT32. So you can see right here it's the letter B, W95 FAT32. So we're going to select B, small letter B. And then we're going to W to write the changes. And the same thing, we're going to unmount this device before we can make a file system out of it to FAT32. So we're going to say unmount dev sdc1, and then we're going to say make file system vfat, which is the alias for FAT32, and then we hit enter. It's gonna take some time, but as soon as it's done, you're gonna see the icon 16 GB file system showing up on the desktop, and the Explorer popping up as well. But this time it doesn't have that folder called lost and found. Sometimes we need to disconnect and reconnect just for the virtual machine to detect that. Yes, and now we have converted it back to FAT32. I hope you enjoyed the demo.